Do you want to know how to manage search terms on Google Ads? Well, you're in luck because that is the exact topic I'm going to be covering in this episode of Ask Aaron. Let's get into it. Now look, search terms are one of the best things about Google Ads because it tells us how our ads are appearing and what our ads are appearing for. Now, we all know with Google Ads, search ads, we put in the keywords that we want to be appearing for, and then Google has a search terms report which it says, this is what I've actually shown your ads for. Now, based on the type of campaigns we're running and how we've got them set up, one would hope that the search terms are fairly accurate to what are the keywords we've put in. If we put in good keywords and we've set our account up well, the search terms are a really good indicator and a sort of an insight into the black box that is Google Ads, in as much as this is what Google feels is relevant. This is what it's showing your ads for. Now, it is incredibly important that we are managing those search terms and that we are using that data, that subset of data. We don't get all of the data in the search terms report, but we get a portion of it. It is incredibly important that we are managing that and we are working with that to understand and then ultimately to go and better optimize our Google Ads account to ultimately improve our results and push our brands on. So how do we manage those search terms? Well, the biggest and the best thing that you can do from the search terms is to apply negatives, is to essentially look at the search terms report and be able to say, right, well, of all of these searches that my ads are appearing for, I'm getting impressions for, or I'm getting clicks for, I like these ones. Yes, I'll have more of that and you can take that and you can run with it. But also, these are the ones that I don't like. These are not relevant. I don't want to be paying for these clicks. I don't want to be getting those kind of impressions, but for my brand, for my ads. So on the back of search terms, the real power comes in, one, informing what is working and thinking, okay, these are relevant, these are great, yes. But the thing I want to focus on today is how by managing the search terms, we can apply negatives to our campaign, because that is educating Google, it's educating the algorithm on understanding, I don't want to show for that. That's not relevant to my business, but this stuff is. Keep showing me for that, exclude that stuff. Very simple to do and very, very effective. So I want to share with you how you can best do it. Now, the first thing is you can set up some automated reports that feed this information into you every day, every couple of days, every week or whatever. But getting search terms report, whether you automate it, whether you get it manually, and just looking through your search terms is incredibly important, because you will be able to draw conclusions going, okay, because it's Google saying, I feel your ad, your website, your message is relevant for these search terms. So if it's wildly off, then fundamentally you need to re-look at your ad, you need to re-look at your messaging, at your audience, at your campaign strategy, at your targeting, because fundamentally there will be something misaligned there. If it's just terms you think, well, it's not quite the way someone is searching, it's not quite right, or the intent is not quite there, then what we need to do, or maybe it's a competitor coming in or whatever, then what we need to do is we need to leverage negative keywords. So exclude that. Say, you've shown my ad once for that. I've had a click, I've had an impression. I don't want that anymore. So creating negative keywords is key. Now, when it comes to negative keywords, there's a few ways that we can do this. So we can apply, you can literally select a search term and then use the option edit and you can exclude that search term. That's not how we should do this for the most part. Because when you apply negatives at the ad group, at the campaign level, you are only applying that term. You're only telling Google, hey, exclude that search term just for this ad group, just for this campaign. And from Google's perspective, that's great because you exclude that search term once. And let's say you're running 10 campaigns. For the other 9 campaigns, it can still use it. So Google loves that, and that's Google's default. But as a brand, if we've excluded that search term once, really, we want to exclude it from all of them. This is where negative keyword lists come in. And I would hope you're familiar with this, but if you aren't, negative keyword lists are so powerful, because what you do is you come out of the campaign, and in the tools menu at the top, you can create a negative keyword list. Within there, you can essentially create one negative keyword list that you can apply to one, multiple, or all of your campaigns. So you then, when a search term comes in you don't like, you select that search term, you apply it to that negative keyword list, and that negative keyword list is then is already applied to all of your campaigns. So you exclude it once, it affects every single campaign you run, and you never need to worry about it again, which is fantastic. Now, within that, when you go to select a search term and to add a search term, another thing that Google does, because it wants to minimize the exclusions that you do, is it will default it to an exact match exclusion. Now, there are different match types. You've got exact match, which are in these square brackets. You've got phrase match, which are in double quotes. And then you've got broad match, which essentially is just your keyword or keywords. When you go and exclude something, it will automatically default to exact match because that has the minimal effect, because it's saying only exclude this search term if it exactly matches this. Now, that might be okay, but for the most part, for a lot of brands, if there's a keyword or a search word or a competitor name or something that we've come up for that we think, that is not relevant for us, we don't want it to be exact. We may want it to be phrase, or we may want to go even wider than that and exclude and say anything to do with that as a topic. We just exclude it and we'll go broad on it. So just understanding these things is really important, because then you can create a negative keyword list and then you can apply it to all campaigns, and then be mindful of how, when you exclude it, how it's adding it phrase, exact or broad, will enable you to then have a much greater control. And what you should see as you start doing this and doing it with consistency, and my team here, my pay team, they're doing this every day, every week for the campaigns, and it has a compounding effect where the results just get better and better and better, because we're educating the system on the right search terms we do want and those that we don't want. Hopefully that makes sense. What exactly then do we create, and what would I recommend you create in terms of how you can best manage your search terms and your negs? Or see, negs. It's what the cool kids call negative keywords, negs. So what do we do? Now we create, at the very start working with any campaign, we set up a master negative keyword list. We apply that negative keyword list to all of the campaigns and then any future campaigns that we run. And then in that negative keyword list, we do some keyword research and we speak to our client. And we also have an existing list of terms, but it's everything that's going to be the wrong intent. So let's say we're selling a product and we don't want our ads to show for someone looking how it works, or why, or when, or who, or where, or what. Those terms where someone's searching, that would imply it's the wrong intent. We want someone that wants to buy the product, but we don't necessarily want to pay an ad, or our ad wouldn't be relevant if someone's looking for how it works, right? Then you can put those terms, those how, why, where, when, etc., into our negative keyword list, and it applies to all campaigns. It's a 5-minute job. We do it once. We never have to worry about any of our campaigns or any of our ad groups showing up for the how this product, why this product, where this product, when this product. We never have to worry. Hugely effective and very, very easy to do. Similarly, it might be that there are terms, it varies, brand to brand, but it might be that there are things like guides or information or resource or things like that you'd go, well, if someone's looking for a guide on this or a resource on that or information on that, no. Similarly, it might be that you have, often for a lot of our brands, we put in terms like job and jobs and careers and stuff like that, because anyone searching for a job, no, it's not going to be relevant. The intent is going to be completely wrong. And you'd be amazed how often terms that you'd look at and go, why on earth is my ad showing for that? It's because, one, you haven't set up your negatives correctly. You can also look in your Google Search Console account at your organic data, what is relevant there in terms of what's showing up and not, and how and why and so on. So having a master negative keyword list with all of the non-commercial, wrong intent terms. If you just sat down, blank piece of paper, half hour, I'm sure you could come up with loads of terms. I'd never want my ad to show for this. You can create a master negative keyword list, apply it to all of your campaigns. What else can you do? So what else do we do? So we also create a competitors negative keyword list. So we ask all of our clients, we say, right, list all your competitors. We also go and do some research. We do some search results pages analysis, and we pull up all the competitors, and then we put all of their competitors' names into phrase match. So it's like a double quote either side, and we load all of them into a competitor list, because essentially we want to tell Google, look, don't show our ad when anyone searches for a competitor. Now, there are the odd exception where you maybe would want to do that if someone's bidding on your name, but for the most part, having a list, applying it to all campaigns, because if there is one campaign you want to be aggressive and run a competitor campaign, occasionally that happens, you could then exclude it from that specific campaign. But if you create a negative keyword list that is competitor focused, and you have that and applied to all of the all of the campaigns, then it just ensures that none of your ads across any of your campaigns are going to show for competitor names. Really simple, again, really easy to do. Another thing that we always do, for if you're a brand that has sales and promotions and offers and any kind of seasonal stuff like that, you can create another negative keyword list where you include all of your salesy buzzwords, you know, summer sale, winter sale, Christmas sale, Black Friday this, Cyber Monday that, promotion this, special offer, all of those kind of seasonal offer promotional terms you can include in a negative keyword list. That, when it's applied to all the campaigns, that will ensure that your ads do not show when anyone's searching for your product or your service or whatever in sale or in an offer or at a discount or, you know, whatever, when you're at full price, right? Wrong intent. People are looking for a bargain, you're at full price, you don't want it. But then the great thing with having one negative keyword list like that is separate to the others is when you do go into sale, when you do launch a promotion, you know what you do? You just go in and you turn off that one negative keyword list, right? And then it removes it from all your campaigns. So suddenly all your campaigns are now applicable to show for all of these sales promotion related terms. How good is this stuff, right? You are lucky watching this that you found this video, right? That's pretty cool, right? That's very, very effective. And in addition to that, one other thing that we do is there are some, okay, so these are all, I'm talking about applying negatives at the keyword list level and then applying them to all campaigns. There are scenarios and reasons why you would sometimes want to apply negatives at the campaign level, and that's where there might be, for example, two campaigns where they're potentially for them to conflict for whatever, you've got similar products or whatever, and so you might want to exclude the name or a naming convention or a slight phraseology within one so that Google says, oh, if it's this, I know it needs to send over here, and if it's this, it needs to send over there. Lots of variations like that, and like if you're a brand that sells lots of different brands, you might want to exclude X, Y, and Z brand from this one because this is over in this brand, and so on and so forth. So there are scenarios where applying keywords to the specific campaigns can be really useful, but as a rule of thumb, think about from your business standpoint, what keyword lists do you need? So having a master one with the wrong intent, non-commercial, having a competitors one is a shout, and then having a sale one, a promo one, is their three defaults we have for every single client, because it just needs a good management. Take that and leverage it. And then, you know, you can also then think within that, how do I apply them at the campaign level? As I said, do remember match types as well. That's really important. So remembering when you're adding keywords in, which match type. If you want to go really tight on optimization and you say, well, there might be terms that are related or relevant, but if it's exactly that term, then I don't want it, put it under exact. If you say, well, anything around this topic, I just don't quite, it's probably not going to be right, put it under phrase. And if it's just like, that is a world away from anything I would ever want to appear for, go broad on it. You know, if the intent is completely off, then just go broad. So just be mindful of those match types, leverage negative keyword lists, and follow our example in terms of how best to set up a campaign. And I can pretty much guarantee if you do those things, you will improve your results because you're educating the system with every passing day, with every passing week. You're excluding. And what you'll see coming into your search terms every week is the data's flowing in, and you start to look at the search terms, you're going, well, these are spot on. These terms are great. They are what I want to be showing for. That, my friends, is exactly where you want to be, because then Google is clear on what it should be showing your ads for. You're getting relevant clicks in. All of your user engagement metrics just shoot up, go through the roof, and your ROAS, your return on ad spend, your ROI, the commercials suddenly really start to compound. They start to build because essentially you're feeding in the right data, you're getting the right impressions, the right clicks, and you're really starting to push your brand to where you want it to be. So I hope it's useful. Any questions, any thoughts, let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And I'll keep really high value videos just like this one, packed with little gems that you can take and deploy into your brand. I'll keep them coming, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.